Alright guys, it is the following night after our working on things of last night. This is probably your first look of the engine in the truck as far as not covered up with everything. It's turning out pretty good. I think tonight my goals are I'm going to swap in the big injectors. I'm going to put my injection lines on and get everything tidied up over here. Put my throttle linkage on, and all the wiring ran, which it's already ready. It just needs zip tied up along the bottom of the intake shelf, and that cleaned up. Put our return line for the injectors on and hook it up down here to our return. And once I get that done, I will be pretty happy with the progress for the night. And then we are going to move on to looming the truck side of the harness on Brett's truck. Brett, besides that, is there anything else? I mean, that was like the main goal, to get that done, and then you'll be done for a little while.
Yeah, we pulled the cab, everything painted, we did engine harness, now we're doing truck harness, wire tug, e-meter stuff tonight, roof, stage and limiter stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe some drive shaft loops this weekend, and we'll see where we go.
Yep, so all of that, we need to drill a hole in the cowl so we can start the wire tuck. Because once the holes are drilled, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just run your wiring where it's hidden, pretty much. Oh, the folks over at Firepunk Engineering, Brandon got me fixed up with a new controller remote for my anteater. He said he is pretty sure that that is one that was a little bit older, that they had to outsource, or they were trying to get chips during the COVID times when there was a struggle to get that stuff. And he said this one is fresh, made very close by, and he's had no problems with them at all. So he is very confident and said to let him know. Again, the issue with the anteater previously, if I drove under any big like substation power lines, the truck would go into manual 1. It didn't matter how fast I was going. If I was going 70 miles an hour, that thing would go into first gear, and it was a catastrophe. It was not a good time. It was just bad, to say the least. So, and it would only do it under certain ones, so obviously not every power line was a problem. It was just the really, really big substation ones, which there's only a handful of those around. But that was a problem, so hopefully we are good to go there now. My manifold turbo was supposed to show up today. It did not, so gonna be waiting on that and waiting on the manifold, which I might get some stuff down from upstairs to show you guys the turbo and why the 362 is broken right now, and I'm gonna have to swap center sections and whatnot so I can sell it to probably one of you, because I don't need it anymore. But that's where I'm at with it. And I don't think there's anything else to go over for right now. That's our plan for the night. I will let you guys know where we get to. Don't know if I'll time-lapse anything. I haven't been, because I just simply would rather get the stuff done than waste time time-lapsing it. But yeah, maybe get the radiator in. We'll see. Alright guys, so the progress we wanted to make, we're doing a good job of making it. We've got the Infinite Performance 5x16s put back in. We got our lines put on. I do not have them bolted down. I've got some masking tape below the hold downs, because I need to deal with that, and that is just pure anxiety at this point, because it's going to scratch the shit out of that intake plenum. Tomorrow, Saturday, we are focusing on wiring on this truck too. We're going to make sure the wiring in the cowl is good so I can put my wipers back on. We're going to make sure all wiring on that side of the truck and to the AC is also good, because I do plan on putting the AC back in, and then we're going to bolt up our wiper motor and stuff like that. So that's the plan for tomorrow on this. On the Mega tonight, we did get stuff done that we had, had a goal of getting done. So the whole truck side of the harness is loomed and loom taped. This is, who's this made by? Red Wolf or something? Red Wolf loom tape. It's the tape that the Firepunk Engineering guys use. It's definitely some quality stuff, but the only way you can re-loom a harness like this without unpinning every single connector is to get split loom, and split loom doesn't stay together very well at the ends. So you can get nice loom tape and tape it up on the ends, which is what we did. So that looks a lot better than the factory stuff. And then besides the looming of stuff, we pulled the fender and drilled a hole up in the cowl for the main bulkhead connector, and we cut a part over there that I will show you guys tomorrow whenever we run the wiring through, to wire tuck it essentially and run the wiring back behind the windshield wiper linkage and around here, and took the fender off so we could make sure our measurements were right essentially, and ran it out through here, and it's going to run inside this fender once it's back on to the headlight. And then you obviously have your speed sensor or ABS wire that comes down here and hooks up, which I'll have to extend that, but that's no big deal. That's 2 wires. Just got to make sure that you use quality wire with that stuff, since it is typically something to do with CAN bus on these newer trucks. But that is the progress we made tonight. Tomorrow, I assume, what, we shove this stuff in the cowl?
Yeah, shove in the cowl.
Bolt on the wiper linkage to make sure we're good there.
Yep.
And I'll extend that wire, which obviously extending that will be a very short thing to do, but yeah. What's your goal by the end of the day tomorrow?
Tomorrow is hopefully,
I guess we'll probably have the cowl back on too.
We'll have the cowl, hopefully the windshield wiper, all the windshield wiper stuff back on. Paint all my accessories like trans mounts, engine mounts, all the little hoses, or all the metal hoses for the coolant. Maybe throw it on the lift, drive shaft loops, and see what we can do from there.
Yep. So that is pretty much where we're leaving off with the Mega for this evening, and we'll be back tomorrow doing more shenanigans with both trucks. I believe Sully's got his truck down there in that bay. He'll be here messing with that. And I believe T. Haynes has his truck down there, so he might be doing something with that this weekend. So lots of shitboxing going on this weekend, probably. Maybe, hopefully. Alright, so we will come back to the blue truck. I want to show you guys Brett's truck first, because come on, man, why are my taillights on? Something, I don't know, I just hooked up the battery, so I will get to that. But guys, let's just take a moment for all the weld homies that watch my videos. This is pretty tight, I'm not gonna lie. These are not Brett's wheels. Brett runs on his 18x10 Cheyennes. These are 20x10 weld daggers, and they are not a super common wheel. I polished them last weekend, so got all the bling going on. They are, Colin mounted up some tires, 305/50 20s and Nitto 420Vs. These are Cadens, the black second gen that you guys see videos of on my videos. He's gonna be stoked with these. He's currently out visiting home in Utah, but wow, these look really good on the Mega. He also has a 3rd gen, so I don't know which truck they're gonna end up on. But Brett got some stuff done today, not a ton, but he got the other fender off, and we were kind of just seeing if there's any way possible we could tuck some things. But yeah, he brought me a hitch off of his 2nd gen. I was just gonna see if there's any way I could make it work, and basically I've came to the conclusion is I would either have to cut it up or I just need to order one, and I would rather order one for the headache it's gonna be, and then even then it's probably not gonna be what I want it. So I think I'll just spend a couple $100 on the receiver hitch, because I do need one, and I do need a gooseneck ball still. Why are my lights on, you ask? Absolutely no idea. Probably because the brake switch is all messed up, more than likely. But gonna show you where we got tonight. I mounted up my Rife block, mounted up drive pressure sensor, mounted my windshield wiper motor, and hooked that all up and made sure my wiring in the cowl was clear of the linkage. We're good there. Put on our cover for our HVAC and hooked up the blower motor. I extended the AC wiring for the expansion valve that has a little sensor on the side. I extended that. I'm not done running that yet. I got to run that through the fender. Be good there. I hooked up the lighting again over here, hooked up our alternator, and ran the stuff down in the frame so it's hidden. Let's see. I made a list for some bolts I would like to buy, some stainless steel hardware for the intake plenum, basically everything over here and the pump cover. I ran the wiring for this whole side of the engine, sensor-wise, and for the pump. So we're all good there. Hooked up our battery, hooked up the starter, all that good stuff, put all the grounds on. There's not much over here that isn't hooked up right now. So we did get some stuff done, not as much as I wanted to because we were playing with wheels and kind of having a good time. A bunch of people were at the shop, just shooting the shit per usual. So that was a lot of fun. I've still got stuff to hook up, obviously, and I'm going to continue doing that tomorrow. Today is Saturday. I'm doing a very good job of just recording and not actually posting videos, or editing and then posting them. So I need to get on that, but that's where I'm at as of right now. Our fuel returns are all completely hooked up. I just have to verify that they're good, and that is basically just gonna be turning the air dog on and making sure there's no leaks. And yeah, that's basically where I got today. I'm trying to do the stuff that I tend to speed up and skip over whenever I actually have all the stuff here I need. So since I don't have my manifold and turbo here yet, I'm gonna focus on stuff that I told myself I was gonna do a long time ago. So that is gonna include making AC lines, which I'm not gonna make the lines until the turbo kit's on, so I know where I need to route things. I don't want to screw myself there, but I'm gonna get everything hooked up as far as AC goes, and so I'll know what I need. And the only thing I'll have to do is make the lines once that time comes. So, and I'm gonna have to buy like I don't want to do the factory stuff that came with it, so I'll have to get a condenser put up here because there's no condenser. I'm gonna have to get a dryer that I will probably mount inside this fender, but we'll see. That is the current goal. But yeah, got some just normal stuff going on. I'm the last one here tonight. I think it's 11:30. I watched the Chiefs game as I was working, so I'm gonna clean up a little bit and go start the OBS so it can warm up, and I'm gonna head home. But that is our end of the day update for you guys, and I'm gonna get out of here.
Hey guys, it is Sunday. Me and Gavin are still going at it. We got a look at the mega cab, pretty much buttoned up for the wiring side. We just left everything in the OEM location, just cleaned it up quite a bit. Everything up there is gonna stay up there. This is gonna have to be extended. We're gonna drill a little hole right here. We're gonna run it down. It's for the ABS and wheel speed sensor stuff. The headlight harness is tucked in here. Everything reaches here. We didn't have to extend anything. We got everything nice and painted. Pretty happy with it so far.
Alright guys, I got stuff covered back up. It's Sunday evening. So some of the things I did was I figured out my wiring for my expansion valve for the AC. Let's see, I finished, what do I do over here? Oh, vacuum stuff. I hooked up all the stuff that goes to the booster, which is pretty simple. I ran some more wiring out this side, and then hooked up my drive pressure gauge for the most part, and that was pretty much about it. I put oil drain stuff on just to block stuff off as far as nothing getting in the engine, and that's pretty much it. I didn't do a whole lot. Helped Brett some, and his wiring stuff is all done, and it's basically ready for the engine to go back in, so hopefully that'll come soon. As far as things besides that, a lot of it was figuring out what I'm gonna do for AC. I know I've covered this a little bit before, but I do have a second gen On3 intercooler in here, and I've got room behind the grill from about right here to roughly about right here for the condenser. I still have enough room on the corners to run lines out, so I feel like that will be fine, but I need something maybe not as tall height-wise, but around 25-ish inches long. I'm gonna go home and kind of look for that stuff to see if I can find anything. Why does this look like it's so blurry and my camera's dirty? There we go. That's my other main find I need to do. So once I find a condenser, I'll get that in there, and then I'm gonna just buy a new compressor so I don't have to worry about the wrong oil in it or anything, and I can start fresh, because right before I brought it to Ohio, the AC did crap out. It had always worked before. That was one of the stipulations to having the truck around, is the AC had to work. Yeah, always had, and I just assumed that the Freon had gotten out of it, but whenever I took it apart, I checked and there was pressure still in the system, and I had to get rid of it. Turns out it was already converted to 134A, but it was full of pressure, so something else was going on, and most of the stuff's getting replaced. I think I'm going to replace the expansion valve as well, but definitely new compressor, new condenser, new expansion valve. I will have to get a, what would that be, a dryer, remote mount that, but we're getting there. I ordered a new fan shroud, so I will show you guys the quality of that when it shows up, because I believe it's fairly questionable, but I will relay that info whenever it gets here. It was supposed to ship Friday or Saturday, so we will see about that. Oh, I ran my catch can, or my blow-by stuff, well, not blow-by, the breather tubes off the tappet and off the valve cover, so that's done. There's lots of small stuff, and then figuring out things I should order. I ordered some ARP hardware for my intake plenum and my pump cover and intake horn and things like that, so that should be a nice little touch. But as far as that goes, I tried to get some stuff done this weekend, and I am happy with what all I did get done. We're much closer, but I'm gonna pick my stuff up and get ready to pull this thing outside and get back to the work week. So thanks for tuning in.